Thank you.
Perhaps to begin with, you could tell us what you think about the site redevelopment.
Yeah, I haven't been here in a while, so it was an amazing surprise to see the site redeveloped, and also in such a short time. And I think this is a great representation of what tennis should be, that we should always be progressing forward. And super happy to, perform here. It's like tennis paradise. Racket sports paradise.
Any questions?
Hey, Venus. You posted last week about the surgery you went through. I'm just curious, I know you talked in general about the health issues you had, but how difficult was that period, and how, I guess, satisfying is it to be a professional athlete again after what you went through?
Yeah, I just remember after my surgery just feeling so much gratitude that I was able to have the resources to finally get through that. And I remember that was the biggest feeling that I had. And at that point, I was nowhere near playing professional tennis. But now, a year later, I'm in a completely different space, and I have a clean bill of health, thank God. And I'm ready to play and compete. So I don't share a lot about what I go through. I've personally been through a lot with my health. All sorts of things you guys don't know. But what I can say is that this is a super important issue because so many women deal with this, and there's zero education on it, literally, because I didn't know anything. And I consider myself a person who's at the top form of education on my health. So it's just an important thing to share.
Hey, Venus, good to see you. Inspiring to see what you're doing on the court and see you back on the court. I wonder when I say Halloween 1994 over at Coliseum, I just wonder what images pop into your head. What are the memories that are strongest from that?
Well, still haven't seen the Rolling Stones. Remember they were playing next door, and they didn't know that I was playing next door. They still don't know. So Mick Jagger, it's my message to you. I was playing my first professional match next to you. But looking back on that, I don't know how I won that match because I didn't know anything. So maybe my opponent contributed to it. Who knows? I don't even know where you can find footage of that match, but it was a beautiful thing and a great start.
Is it surreal to reflect on how young you were and how wide open your future was?
I think I was very aware of what I wanted and where I wanted to be and my goals. Because that was hammered in my head as a child from my parents. So we put in the work, but we also put in the mental work to know where and so that was like, it was almost like this progression of, okay, finally this time has arrived. So this is your first step towards all the other steps. Now, of course, anything and everything could have gone wrong, but thank God it didn't.
Hi, Anastasia with the Ground Press Podcast. I think your return to the sport has been very inspirational for a lot of people, and I think a lot of people also at a certain age trying to still stay within their own profession, be it sports or anything else. How have you been able to sort of keep that fire burning a little bit for the sport? Did it start at a young age, like you said? And also, do you have any sort of advice for people who still want to be able to keep doing what they love well into the future?
Love is the key, right? If you don't love it, then get out of it if you can, if you have that luxury. Not everyone has that luxury. For me, I think a lot of the motivation for me is just to come back and try to play in the best health that I can. I never stopped hitting the ball, even when I was away. Not as, intensely as you would if you were playing tournaments, but I was still going out there. And I think that at the end of the day, you have to live your life on your own terms. Your terms should be yours. It doesn't matter what anyone else says or what anyone else thinks. If you get to live life on your own terms, it's a life well lived. And I firmly believe in that. And I do what I do because I want to live life the way I want to, and unapologetically, with no regrets and on my terms. And do my terms always come out the way I wanted to? No. But at least I tried to live on my own terms. And that's super important to me. So that would be my advice. Make your terms and don't surrender.
Hey, how are you? When you have this surgery and when you are sort of hitting casually, are you doing that with sort of the aim of, I want to play more, or are those just sort of lifestyle choices that, you know, yeah, I mean, I think Roger talked about it, like I needed to get my knee fixed so I could ski with my kids and things like that. I'm sort of curious, like, how was this all thinking? Like, you said you were very far from being a professional tennis player, but was it even in your mind, like, yeah, because I want to go to Cincinnati, I want to play mixed doubles with USA?
Cincinnati. Yeah, I think after my surgery, I couldn't even stand up straight. I was like walking like this. So, and walking slow, and it's definitely a progression. So at that point, I was thinking of just about recovering from my health, but I think tennis is always in the back of my head. But I felt like I had time, as strange as that sounds. I felt like I had time just to get well. And when I was on the court, I was always working on my game. I didn't just go and let it all fall apart. Even if it was just a half an hour, I just tried to get something out of it. And there's obviously it's no secret that you get great legs and great arms from tennis. So I figured I may as well at least keep my figure. if that's the very least we do.
I feel like everything I read, they're like, she's 45. Do you feel constricted? Do you think that's negative, they're saying? Are you over the age? You know what I mean? Like, how do you feel 45 and playing?
I feel great. I feel, and there's one thing that I know, is that you're never too young or too old to win or lose. Winning and losing knows no age. So all that matters is that for me, I'm prepared and ready. And the longer I play and the more I get into it and the more I train, the better I get. When you play a professional sport, there are a lot of things that you can't practice until you get into the match. So that's where I am now, is like trying to play as much as I can to just shake off any and all rust.
You've been at this tournament quite a few years. You've seen it evolve both as a venue site and as the tournament going to a WTA 1000 a few years ago.
Yeah.
Can you talk about how you feel that progression has gone and what you would like to see happen in the future with these events?
This event has always been so exciting. The fans travel from all over the U.S. to come here. You can just see them coming. When you're in the airport, you see them all coming. And that part has been very exciting. There are very few chances to play in the States now as an American. So I personally cherish any opportunity to play at home. The crowd has been just insane and fantastic here, which is just, it's such a great feeling to have that support. And obviously this is a pinnacle, right? I don't want to compare any other tournaments to this because there's only positives to focus on, but this is the level that tournament should aspire to.
Venus, there's been such an outpouring of love and support for you since DC all summer long. What does that mean to you at this phase in your career?
Wow, it's so sweet, really, and it's so motivating. I just remember when there was that fake news that I was going to be playing Indian Wells, and
It wasn't fake news, the tournament put out. Wow.
I was nowhere near. I wasn't playing. It was not real news. I was like,
It wasn't us.
No, I feel like I was in Europe. I couldn't even be in the area. So I was like, I wish I could play, but I'm just not there. And I just remember everyone was so happy that I felt sad to let everyone down and say I'm not playing. I just didn't even say anything for a few days. I was like, oh, I don't want to break anyone's heart. I'm sorry, it's not real. I will not be there. So it's kind of that feeling of really just wanting to give that same love back with my performance. But at the same time, I really have to stay focused on me and play at one point at a time and try not to win for everyone else and win for myself still, because I've always played for me.
You just got engaged. How are you going to do a wedding and keep your career going? Are you excited?
Oh, I'm used to multitasking, so I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Okay, we'll do a couple more maps.
Great. I know you're sort of like a live in the moment, one step at a time person, but being back here, doing some training, performing in Washington, does it make you think we might have you around for a while? Or as long as your body lets you, I mean, because there's your body allowing you to,
Yeah, I
and then
mean-
there's your mind and the rest of your life, and you have lots of other interests you always have.
Well, I probably won't qualify for the tour championships, so I won't be there. Typically, I never played much after the U.S. Open, so you probably won't see me play after the Open. So the U.S. Open series was my focus in this return, and that'll probably be it for me the rest of this year. So, yeah.
I guess I'm asking about next year. Like, do you
Oh.
even think about next year?
I'm very much in the moment. I don't think you should ever rule me out. That's all I can say.
We don't.
You said before that you want to live on your own terms.
Mhm.
I'm just curious, has that always been the case, or was that a process to see in life in that way?
That's always been the case, because in life, if you work hard enough and you use your mind, typically you can. Of course, if time and circumstance befall us all, you can't change what happens, sometimes. But if you have that chance in life to do it, absolutely, absolutely. Did I want to have a surgery? I couldn't change that, but could I control the outcome after? I try to. So whatever I control, I do try to control that. And not everyone gets that luxury. That's the one thing I can emphasize. So those of us who do, you've got to take hold of it.
Anastasia, and then we'll finish.
This completely random, out of the way question, the shoes that you wore at City Open, do you remember them?
Yeah.
The Lacoste ones.
Uh-huh.
Were those Daniel Medvedev branded Lacoste shoes?
Oh, yeah, they were.
They were?
Yeah.
Because I saw the logo on the back and I wasn't sure, but those are new to you, right? You're just wearing them for this run?
I've always kind of wore that shoe, but I just like the color.
Oh, okay.
So,
I wonder if he knows what you're wearing.
I don't know. Should I DM him?
Yeah.
That'd be my next mission.
What are your thoughts on the new mixed doubles format the U.S. Open is rolling out this year?
Yeah.
What makes you excited about it, and what do you see as some of the pros and cons?
I love innovation. I feel it's fantastic. We're going to all get out there and play and see how it works. I'm not used to playing 4 games, but I'm used to playing games. That's the plus. And the only major final I've never been to is the U.S. Open mixed doubles final. So it's kind of a priority for me to play that, because it's the one thing I've never done. I've always been very close to the winner's circle of every single thing in this career I've had, but that's the one piece. So my goal is that Riley will carry the team. He's been informed, and he's got his assignment. Thank you, guys.